Hey, no, not that smile. Hey, everybody, this is the Get Started, Get Paid with Real Estate Investing crew. And we promised you, though, we had some, I don't know what to call them. They say wardrobe malfunctions. We had some technology malfunctions a little bit earlier.
Indeed.
When we
Yes,
tried to
indeed.
share the information with you, it did not happen, but we promised that we would bring you a recorded version of it, and here it is. This is to wet your whistle. You got
Yes.
three folks in front of you who combined have been in this business for almost 100 years. That's crazy, right? Almost 100 years.
I hate
but
when
it
people
is
do
true,
that.
right?
I hate when
You
people
do, you
that.
hate that? Too bad. That's what we're doing today. So
Oh,
for those
boy.
of you who don't know me, my name is Lola Thompson, aka Black Girl Investor, and I have been teaching real estate investing for approximately 12 years now, been in the real estate industry for about 30 years now. Been an entrepreneur for probably longer than that. Since they tell me I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 13 or something, I don't know, or 10 or something like that, I don't know. And so that's where my space is. I taught hundreds of people one-on-one, literally thousands of people all over the country, and even some other places outside of the country how to do this business. And so we're bringing this information to you directly below me right there. You see the gentleman who taught me this business, Mr. Haywood Barber. Haywood, you want to tell the people a little bit about your background in real estate investing?
Absolutely. Lola, thank you very much. My name, family, is Haywood Barber. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a teacher. I'm a trainer. I'm a coach. I'm a coach's coach because we actually have students out in the marketplace teaching real estate investing as well. And I've been in this business since 1999 and had phenomenal success and enjoyed that learning curve. I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of bumps, and it just turned out that a lot of people at the investment club where I was started asking me, what did I do? How did I do it? And then in 2004, I started teaching and training, and that's all she wrote. Yeah, and I loved it ever since. So,
you
right.
Loved it ever since?
Ever since, absolutely. I mean, I love it. It's
ever
helped
since.
me.
All right,
Oh,
so
yeah.
now we're going to go to that side of me over there, to the handsome gentleman in the woods. He's in the woods. Actually, he's on the golf course.
On the golf course.
On the golf course.
Look at that.
Mr. Lance Leitner. Give it to him. Tell him who you are, what you do, what you've been doing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lance Leitner, and I am a real estate investor and entrepreneur. I did my first deal, I think it was 1994, rehab, and it didn't turn out so well. So I kept it moving to the next business, and for some reason, I could never shake the real estate bug. This was before all the TV shows, the flipping shows, and I always thought about real estate. But when those shows started coming back on, I said, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I educated myself the proper way and studied and learned and joined programs and hired mentors and coaches to make sure that my systems were tight. And so I guess I've been back in it since about 2012, 2013. And I'm a wholesaler, rehabber, just overall real estate investor. And I've been coaching for probably about 2.5 years. And I love it. I love this business, and I love what it could do for you and your family and your generations for years to come. You can leave a legacy, and that's what I like about it.
That's a fact.
Well, you guys, you heard it. You got absolute experience here in front of you. All of us have been through our trials and tribulations in real estate and entrepreneurship. And I think that one of the things I love the most about the business is that what Lance said and Haywood said, it helps people. It helps people build legacy. It helps you have something that you can defer to when your plan A might not necessarily work. And so we're sharing this information with you because we believe that right now in this country, people need a plan B, right? And so everyone doesn't always know where to get started with real estate investing. And our name of our company, if you can see behind Mr. Barber, is Get Started, Get Paid in Real Estate Investing. And we want to show you how to do exactly that. So many people have taught you how to get started, but hardly ever do they teach you how to get paid. Really quickly, let me tell you why. Most of the time, they don't want you to learn because they don't want you littering up, and this is their words, littering up the marketplace because they want all of the deals. So they teach you just enough to get you interested and get you hooked, just enough to get you bringing them properties, just enough to get frustrated and not want to go through the rest of the process yourself so that they'll get the benefit of all that you learn and all that you find. We're not trying to do that. We want you to go from A to Z. We're going from wholesaling to turnkey investing because turnkey is where wealth is built. What we wanted to do today is come to you with some beginning steps, some first steps on how to get started in real estate investing. And one of them actually is, and Lance is going to talk a little bit about this in a minute, but one of them is being what they call a property locator. We have a list of 29 ways to find motivated sellers, and many of those ways you can also use to find buyers as well. So we're going to start going through that list. We want to give that to you. We're not going to give you all 29 today. Hang on, though, to the end of this, and you'll find out how you can get all 29, because you want to use all 29 because you have better opportunities to find real deals that you can profit from and make real money, okay? So don't go anywhere. Promise me, I can't hear you, but promise me that you're not going to go anywhere until the end of the video. And so we have, like I said, 29 ways. Each one of us have decided today that we're going to pick our absolute favorite ways. We're going to get 3 of them. We're going to give you the 3. We haven't decided yet whether or not we're going to go back and forth, or whether or not somebody's going to give all it is at one time. But we want you to go get some pens and some paper so you can write this stuff down. Turn down your cell phone. Tell the kids the dinner will be ready in a minute. Tell the wife you'll be inside. Go sit in the shed on your phone. Finish watching this. So, and this happens, what you just saw, periodically, because this is real life. So this is going to be informational, but it's also going to be fun, because this group of people does not know, they don't know how to do business without having a good time. So hopefully you guys have the time. So they don't, what'd you say? Can you hear me?
That's a fact.
Okay, that's a fact. So they don't know who I'm gonna pick first. So I'm gonna say abracadabra. Haywood Barber, you go first and give us one of your favorite ways to find motivated sellers. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right. Hey, family, if you've ever seen yellow signs on poles, have you ever seen that say, "We buy houses"? Have you ever seen that? And I'm sure you have, because those signs are an indication that somebody's making money in your town. I don't care where it is across the country. They are making money. So that truly is one of my favorite ways. And when I started in this business, one of the gentlemen that taught me, he actually used to bring us around with our signs in a pickup truck and go all around the city, and would say, he would carry 12-foot, 14-foot ladders, and then we would stand on top. I would actually climb up a little bit more and put my signs on the poles as high as I could. I personally like using the 24 by 18 signs on yellow coroplast that going, and this is very important. I know this most people don't know this, but if you're going to put a sign on a pole,
you can tell them.
I am going to tell them. I'm going to tell them a little secret.
Wait, you can tell them that too?
I am. I'm going to make sure that they know that they should have the sign. They're going to nail the sign up on the pole, that they should make sure that the flutes are going horizontally, not going up and down.
What's the flute?
And when you get coroplast, there's going to be some holes in the coroplast that go either left to right or up and down. And the up and down ones are specifically for what they call H stakes. But if you're going to put signs on poles, you want to make sure that the flutes, and you'll see them, that there's holes going through left and right, going horizontally. And that makes the sign strong, because if you do it the other way, the sign will fold very easily in the wind. So look, and what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put these words, very simple, keep it simple, no fancy schmancy or anything. Just simply say, "We buy houses," and a telephone number. My suggestion is that you start out like that, right? Just simply, "We buy houses," and a telephone number. Don't put fast cash. Don't put we take over payments. Don't do any of that right now. For right now, I just want you to just go that simple. And then you'll be able to use this same phrase or this same slogan on other marketing avenues. But for right now, I want you to really stick. And again, on yellow on black. Lettering should be black. The coroplast should be yellow. All right.
Okay, that's cool.
That's and I, honestly, that is my absolute favorite. Go ahead, Lola, back to you.
Okay, so I love that one. And you guys really pay special attention to what he said, because that's some secret sauce. So you go to the national places and whatever. Hayward Barber has climbed many a pole, stood on ladders many nights, and banged many a nail, jacked up his fingers, putting up signs. So this is not somebody telling you about putting up signs who doesn't know anything about putting up signs. This is somebody who I consider to be an expert at putting up signs. Yes,
right. I think I've done over 10,000. Matter of fact, it's not a thought.
So that's
I've done over
signs,
10,000. Right? I've done over 10,000 signs and never, ever, ever, ever had a problem. Never.
So a lot of people ask this question, Haywood, are the signs legal? You know, people always want to know if the signs are legal. That's a great question. Are the signs legal? That's
a great question. And you can't tell. Different areas around the country have different laws. And you just don't know, but you should find out specifically. Now, look, even in my area, we've had certain cities and certain small counties that don't allow signs. However, I put up over 10,000 signs, never had a fine, ever, but I've had calls and they said, don't put up the signs anymore. And so whenever I get a call, I make sure that I listen and I abide, and I be very, very nice. Make sure you be very nice to whomever's calling you, so that you don't get them agitated, you don't get agitated, and you don't get a fine, because that you don't want a fine. I've heard people of getting fines, but I've never had one after 10,000 signs.
And there's a secret that we teach our private mentoring students and our regular students that you can do to make sure that you'll never get a fine, right? And it's about how you set up your business. But you'll have to be on our class that we have, that we're going to tell you about at the end of this particular. Whoa, we lost Lance. Is he back? Okay, there you go. You'll have to be on our class. I thought you just like magic, like abracadabra, like boom, he was gone. So you'll have to be on our class. You'll have to be on our class. In this class, it's like free. I mean, my girlfriend always says, if it's low enough, it's like free. So you want to be on that class, and you'll find out the one thing you can do to make sure you'll never get a fine with those signs when you put them up. Actually, there are two things. So there are two things you can do to make sure that you never get a fine. I think my summer is starting all over again, you guys. I think all over again. So, all right, Lance, you go next.
Yes. Which one would you like me to do?
Why don't you do property locators?
Okay, property locators is one of my favorite ways to find properties. So in 2013, when I started re-educating myself, I learned about the concept of wholesaling. So as I did that, you sort of have to first believe, number one, that you're a real estate investor. So in believing that I was a real estate investor, I started talking to people. And anybody could be a property locator. It's just not somebody with a job title and that's all they do is locate properties. It's anybody you come in contact with. So I started telling people I was a real estate investor and I'm looking for properties and I will make it worth your while. So in doing this, I told them the type of properties that I was looking for. Of course, dilapidated is the easiest thing for property locators to look for, dilapidated houses. And so I said, look, I'm looking for houses. If you know anybody that needs to sell or wants to sell for any reason, please contact me. And that's how I got my first wholesale deal. Somebody called me and said, look, I know somebody, they've been renting a house for a while. They're tired of being a landlord and they want to get rid of it. So they set the two of us up. We had a conversation and I got the house under contract. And so that was a property locator. Where can you find property locators? Anywhere you go and you find a person you can have a conversation with. It could be at church. It could be at the gas pump. It could be, you know, at the grocery store. It could be, you know, at your best friend's cookout. It could be anywhere. You just build relationships with people and you let them know that you're looking for properties. And you sort of describe what you're looking for, and we'll go into greater detail with that when we have our class.
Yeah. Love it.
Well, let me ask you a question. What's in it for the property locator? Why am I just going to give you a property? How is there benefit in being a property locator?
Of course, they get a piece of the deal, whether that is a set amount in the beginning or a percentage of the deal. It's all negotiable. You know, being a real estate investor, it's about negotiations and coming up with a price that's fair to all. We make money and we want you to make money too and learn along the way. We want it to be a win-win for the property locator as well as the investor as well as the individual that we're buying the house from.
And I asked him that question on purpose because you guys, one of the things that we teach people to become, so some people don't have a lot of time to be a real estate investor, but just about anybody can be a property locator if you're taught the proper way to do it. That's another thing that we're going to cover in our class. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to give you the link for the class. The class is like free almost. It's almost free. And in that class, we're going to teach you a skill about being a property locator. We're going to begin to instruct you on how to get out there and do that. You can do that literally with no money. You can do that by being taught how to scout and seek out properties that, like Lance said, are dilapidated, that are torn down, that are distressed. So we're going to tell you more about that too. But I love that that's your favorite one because you took it. That was one of my favorite. That was really my favorite too. But I had to share, so I had to let Lance give it. But I love the property locator one, and we're going to teach you in our class that we have coming up how you can be a property locator and make a couple of $1,000s a month. Wouldn't you say, you guys? Being
easily.
A property locator and how
Absolutely.
Right, easily, Haley says, and how valuable that would be for you to do. So it's my turn. Is it my turn?
It is your turn. What's your favorite?
I'm just trying to cool off though, because I'm having some challenges heat wise.
Oh my goodness! And you have put your arms down. You have stains. You got wet mark.
Shut up! I don't have no stains up underneath my shirt. So one of my favorite ways of finding motivated sellers is driving for dollars. I love driving for dollars. Some of you who follow me on Facebook have seen me. The other morning I was walking for dollars, and I walked 5.1 miles walking around looking for houses, right? So I love it. I mean, because to me, you get to see the area. I can take 2 hours. Like I tell people, spend at least 2 hours out driving for dollars. What does that mean? That means you're looking for distressed homes. Like Lance said, dilapidated homes. That means you're looking for houses that are vacant, right? That people haven't been in a long time. And there are different ways to see that people haven't been in those houses. And again, we teach our students, and you can learn this in the class that we have coming up, it's so inexpensive. I'm gonna tell you right now, the class is $10. It's a $10 class for you.
Oh, you're supposed to leave it. You were supposed to leave it for last.
But I'm not gonna give out the link. That's right. It's $10. $10. The class is $10. And in that $10 class, we're gonna teach you how to absolutely drive for dollars. There's specific things that you look for, but I'll tell you one thing. I'll just tell you one thing. You all know, and you've heard about everybody on the planet that you look for uncut grass. But I'm gonna take it one step further. You look for uncut grass in the backyard, right? Because the neighbors will get sick sometime of the grass being uncut in the front yard because their lawn is nice and nice and everything.
Manicured.
And they get sick of seeing that. Yeah, manicured, and they got the bushes shaped like ducks and turtles and all that kind of stuff. But the backyard, they not cutting. Okay, the neighbors are not gonna cut the backyard. So you can look in the front yard if you want to, but you want to look in the backyard to see whether or not the grass is cut. Number two, I know he was gonna say, why are you telling them that? You want to look to see how well the grass is cut. So in a house that's vacant and the lawn is getting on the neighbor's nerves, they'll cut the grass, but they're not gonna go around the edges of the steps. They're not gonna go around the mailbox. They're not gonna pull the weeds out the flower beds. They're not going to do any of that stuff. And if you see a whole block full of beautifully manicured lawns, and this one looks like somebody got lazy and cut the lawn with a machete or something, 9 times out of 10, either the house is vacant, right? Or there may be a senior living in the house who probably shouldn't be in there anymore by themselves. And when we teach you how to, this is another word, skip trace, which is find the person who owns that house, you may end up speaking to their son or daughter or relative who will then tell you, you know what, Aunt Sarah need to come up out of this. So I'm glad you called because I'm her only living heir, and I want to talk to you about getting rid of this house. That's how you will find a deal. Did I leave out anything, you guys?
No, I loved it too. When you look at, Machete. And you go like that. That's
machetes don't do
machete.
that. I know.
No. Those are shears.
I think we could go on all day about each one of these.
Oh, absolutely. You're right, Lance.
Properties. But let me add something on the driving for dollars. So you may say, hey, I don't have time to drive for dollars. Who has time to take 2-3 hours out of their day or a weekend or whatever to drive for dollars? So what you should be doing is you should be driving for dollars every time you're in the car. Every time you're going down the street, you should be scanning. It shouldn't be one time you're in the car that you don't find at least one house, because it's one or two in every neighborhood. I could drive down. It's like I almost see, out of the side of my eye. I could just tell, and I look and I stop and I pull up certain apps that we'll share with you in our class that you could just hit, save the property, keep on going, go home, that day or next day or whenever you have time, and do the desktop research or skip tracing, like Lola mentioned. So also I want to add that in looking for houses that are run down with grass, those are the common things. But if you're going through a neighborhood and you see a whole bunch of new houses, huge houses next to some little bitty houses, even though the grass is cut, everything looks nice and neat, nice cars, those are still potential deals for you that you could get, because what they're doing is they're going through neighborhoods, they're tearing down the older houses, they're building new high-end homes. So it's still some room for you to make some money on houses that are somewhat decent. So we'll go into further detail with that in our class.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
that $10
Lance.
class
Excellent.
is gonna knock your socks.
Yeah, how about that?
I love that you said that. And Lance, we've been training together now for over, I think, about a year now. So, and I remember the first time Lance said that, about someone asked him, when do you drive for dollars? And he said, every time I go outside, I drive for dollars.
That's
the
right.
thing is, you guys, it may sound like something you go out of your way doing, but I'm gonna tell you something. Once you start doing it, you won't be able to not do it. It's addictive. Every time you go outside, like I get on people's nerves when they're in the car with me and they're not investors, because I want to stop every 5 minutes. It takes me an extra 20 minutes to get anywhere I'm going if I've never been to the neighborhood before, because I'm stopping, pulling over, keep your pad, or do what I do. I go into the notes section, right? I go into the notes section of my phone and I put it into the notes section. Oh, I'm not giving them that. I'm sorry. I was getting ready to give them something, but I'm not giving it to them. Y'all gonna have to get the $10 class.
Yeah.
No, the
That's
$10 real estate investment class.
That's
we got a tool that you can use and a system that you can use to get those addresses. And I'm not even gonna say nothing else. It makes driving for dollars.
I just go past.
I
hit a button and it captures the address and everything.
That's
Not
right.
only do I use that address, I go back later and I research the whole street to find more deals.
Yep,
so
beautiful.
Listen to that. You research the whole street.
That's right.
And
that's
look,
excellent.
you guys, that's excellent. What you all are hearing are real secrets. You guys get on the phone and y'all get on these classes with these folks and they don't really tell y'all nothing. But what we're telling you is stuff that you can get out and use right away. And that $10 class, is gonna change the game for you. That $10 class, $10. You can't even buy 2 Starbucks coffees for $10.
How many pennies is that? What's that?
That's a lot of pennies.
1,000 pennies?
That's a lot of pennies.
Yeah, that's 1,000 pennies.
But that's not that many quarters, and it's only $10. So, it ain't that many. It's a lot of pennies, but it ain't that many dollars. It ain't that many quarters. It's 10.
That's right.
10.
That's it. And look, and just so that y'all know, family, that these strategies are not the high dollar strategies. These are some of the strategies that are low price strategies. Actually, when Lance talked about driving for dollars, that's just the gas that you already have in your car. Oh, wait a minute. That Lola talked about and Lance talked about, right? But these are not that expensive, right? You can find these deals. Forgive me, family. It's a little late for the kid. But anyway, so let me tell you, can I go into my second one? Because I know we're running out. We're running out on time. We're running out on time.
Don't those headphones that Haywood have look like he's in the cockpit getting ready to...
These are my bunny ears.
Like he's either getting ready to take off or he's in an 18-wheeler.
That's right. No, this is my helicopter.
That's your helicopter headset?
Yeah.
Okay,
baby.
Go ahead with your number 2.
Okay, my number two. My number 2, just real quick. And I know that some people don't because we're in the modern age of technology, might not think that this is still valid. And I know a lot of people that out there in the guru space overlook this one, the newspaper. I think that the newspapers still have validity. I think that you still can put an ad, a simple 3-line ad saying, "We buy houses," and a telephone number in the newspaper, in the classified columns. And I tell you why I believe that. First thing, that you have a lot of older people across the country that have properties that they don't attend to. They don't feel like being bothered with. They don't want to touch any. They don't go by to see them. They thought that they were going to leave them to their children, but their children don't want to be bothered with them. Sometimes because they're in areas that just don't look like them anymore. So these properties can be very valuable because no matter what, everybody needs a place to live, and everybody doesn't necessarily want to live in the high dollar areas. And more than likely, if they have abandoned them and done some of the things that Lola and Lance has already mentioned, you know, with the dilapidation and all other kind of being condemned and this and that, these properties still have a desire for somebody, even if it's just a landlord. So my suggestion is to put a small classified ad. 3 lines is all you really need. We buy houses, and a telephone number. Sometimes you can get a little bit more creative, but again, right now, because especially if you're an absolute newbie, now if you are advanced, and I think a lot of people will be able to get this, that have been in this space for a long time, real estate investing, they could use the newspaper because they've overlooked it. Some people have grown up and not even thinking that the newspaper even works anymore. However, I'm telling you that there are older people that have houses around the country they want to get rid of. They are what we are called classic motivated sellers. And those are the people you want to deal with that will read the newspaper still.
Exactly. When you have people that are accustomed to doing business a certain way for years and years and years, they're going to continue to do that. They're not going to be too receptive to technology, to, you know, Craigslist and all these other ways online on putting their properties out for sale. When they want to do something, they want to talk to you face to face, they're going to put an ad in the newspaper, and that's just how they are. So if you don't check it or you don't take advantage of that, you could be missing out on potential deals.
Absolutely. And both ways. Exactly right. Lance explained that both ways. Either you could put an ad in the paper, or you should be scanning the newspaper, because these older people are putting ads still in the newspaper. That's how they have gotten rid of properties for their whole entire life. Lola, you have anything that you want to add to that?
Well, it's how they've gotten rid of properties, and it's also how they get rid of their furniture when they're having estate sales or they're moving or whatever, you know. So they put ads in the paper to let everybody know that they're getting rid of it. So the paper is a very viable place, and that was exciting. That's what that was?
Yeah, exciting, and it just made me think of another piece, that people have to be creative in this space. Go ahead. I want you to finish though.
No, they have to be creative, and I'm, you know, going to give another little tidbit, which is that those older people are important, because some of the neighborhoods that you're going to find your best deals in are where they reside. And so, you know, in our class, again, we're going to talk to you about the best neighborhoods to, as they say, farm. If you're a real estate agent, you know, we have a class that we teach for real estate agents to learn how to work with investors to increase their bottom line, to increase their profits, to increase their listings. And we like to teach them, they use the word farming, we like to teach them where to farm to find more listings. And so you as a property locator, you as a new investor, the areas that you farm in are very important, especially if you're looking to get a deal soon, especially if you're looking to get the best price on your best price for the property that you want to purchase, or that you want a wholesaler, and those different things. And so I say wholesale, for those of you who don't know what wholesaling is, really simply, I'll tell you, it's putting a property under contract and then selling the interest in that property to someone else who wants to landlord, rehab, or develop that property, right? So it's selling the contract. Basically, it's a word that we coined. It's paper flipping, right? Hayward Barber made that up. And so that's what wholesaling really is. You guys know, you call flipping when people rehab, they buy a property, they fix it up, and they buy it at a discount and get a deal on it, and they sell it and they make a profit. One of our partners just recently collected $108,000 check as a result of as a flipping deal that he had, and he only purchased the property for probably about $20,000-$30,000 because it was in Baltimore City. So in Baltimore City, that's one of my favorite neighborhoods, one of Haywood's favorite neighborhoods. And Lance is an expert in the North Carolina and Atlanta region. You can absolutely find deals in some of these areas, these outlying areas, much better than you can in the heavy metropolitan areas. And so if you're in a New York or Chicago or something like that, you want to also seek out looking for turnkey properties and looking for deals. They call it virtual resale and virtual wholesaling now. Look for deals in other areas as well. So Haywood's second one was newspapers. Lance has given us property locators. Lance, you want to give us another one? How about you talk about direct mail? Because that's the thing that a lot of people do not understand. They have no knowledge of it. They do it wrong every time. So tell us a little bit about the direct mail piece.
So direct mail, I don't know if anybody ever received or seen postcards that people receive in the mail and or letters that people get in the mail asking to buy your house or somebody that you know their property. So what we do is we teach you certain lists that you could buy with motivated sellers with different layers of motivation. It's just not one or two layers like a lot of people do. We usually search for 3 layers of motivation, put these lists together for you, and then you send them letters, postcards. There's some other things that you could do as well that's been real successful in the last couple years that we'll teach you as well. But direct mail is just, you're sending it directly to their house. You're not knocking on doors or anything. You're sending letters, and we teach you how to write these letters real short and sweet, and how to get their attention and how to make the phone ring. And that's what it's about, making the phone ring, making them want to call you, and you have a conversation with them. So direct mail is one of my favorites. A lot of people aren't doing direct mail now as much as they used to, but for me, it's been very, very successful.
Yeah, that's good. And Lance is absolutely right. A lot of people have overlooked doing direct mail, but it is definitely another one. Now, I will have to say to you that you're going to have to put a little bit of cheese, a little bit of money into it. So it might cost you a little bit more, but if you do it correctly, like Lance said, making sure you put these layers together and making sure that, that it is, that the motivation is there. That's why we put the layers in. If we put the layers in, it will pay the ROI, which is return on investment. Lance?
Right. So you start small, like driving for dollars, or your property locator comes to you with an address. You can write the letter out yourself, put a stamp on it,
exactly.
Send it to them. But
That's
as
exactly
you grow
right.
and you scale your business, there are services that will print your postcards, that will write your letters and make it look like they're handwritten. So, and you buy bigger lists. And so this costs a little money, but that's as you grow and you make money and you scale your business. But when you're just starting out, you may have to get some of your cousins and your uncles or whatever, sit down and write some letters. If you're writing 100, 200, 300, or even 25, just to get it done. Throw some stamps on it and put it in the mail and make it happen.
Absolutely. Very good. Lola, you want to say anything to that?
Yeah, I'm trying to get some more light. So no, that's good. Direct mail is important for you to get right how to do it, because so many people have misconceptions. And again, when you guys are listening to those gurus, they make you think that, you can't really make a dent into real direct mail unless you got, like Haywood said, a little bit of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not necessarily your first place to go. But if you do have some money in the bank, in your 401k, like a couple of cousins that you could join together with, everybody throwing in $2,000 or their $1,000, and you might be able to make a little bit of a dent in the whole direct mail space. You need to know so many things about it, the type of list to choose, areas, all that kind of stuff.
Lola,
Absolutely.
Should we give them 1 or 2 of the types of lists to use, or should we save that for our class?
No, you can, because we're not giving them the whole 29 ways. You guys are getting 9 of the 29 ways tonight. The rest of them you'll get in that $10 class. That's write that $10 class. And so, yeah, go ahead, Lance, give them a couple of them.
Okay, one of them is an absentee owner list. And what an absentee owner is somebody that owns a property but does not stay at that property. Now, they could own that property. They could inherit it from, family. They could have had it as a rental. And for some reason or another, they're not taking care of it. And so there's a reason. And so you want to find what that reason is, find out what their motivation is. So we'll teach you how to get motivated lists, targeted lists, just not a huge list with a whole bunch of names. We're going to teach you how to get targeted lists to sort of fine tune those motivated sellers. So absentee owner, you have in-state and out-of-state. Same thing. People that don't live in the house, some of them live out of state, some of them live in the same city. Could live 2-3 doors down, could live next door to the house. So we'll teach you how to do those. Another list could be something that you all have heard of, I'm sure, is a foreclosure list. And those are lists that are people that are going through foreclosure or showing financial distress. So those are just two of many, many lists that we'll teach you.
Absolutely. Very good.
Lance, do me a favor, repeat the second kind of list again, because for me it blacked out. What was the second kind of list?
Foreclosure.
Okay.
Okay.
Foreclosure list. Mm-hmm. You want to be careful in certain states, you guys, in the state of Maryland. You want to be careful, and there's some other states dealing with foreclosure folks, or rather pre-foreclosure folks. You want to be careful because you'll go to jail. You'll have bracelets like these, but they'll be silver and they'll be jointed. You won't be able to get your hands apart. Right. So you want to, and I'm not joking, like it's really true.
Right, it's very, very serious, very serious. And make sure you just check.
So you want to,
right.
Yeah, just check in your state to make sure and find out. In Maryland, it's called a PIFA. The laws are called PIFA. And we'll talk about that again in the larger class. Like I said, the class is $10. If you really want to know about real estate, you'll jump into it. It's just, that's a no-brainer. And so Lance gave 2, Hayward gave 2, I gave 1. Let me see. What's my favorite? One of my other favorite ones, because they took a lot of the ones that I like. But let me see. Oh,
how we doing on time?
I don't know. We got to get off. We only got about 10 more minutes, so we got to hurry up and squeeze it in there. But I like networking. Networking. I love to network. I have a principle that I teach called the RUN principle. The R is for the word rapport. Oh boy, the private summer is coming again. The R is for the word rapport. Oh my God. You guys, the joke is that I finally started having hot flashes, right? So throughout, we let me just say this. We came up with doing this with you all because we were meeting online together earlier. And they were laughing at me because probably about every 30 or 40 minutes or so, I guess because it's new for me, it's really bad. So you'll see sweat start to bead down my forehead
we
in
were
a minute because
you.
I'm having.
Right, we were laughing at you. We were laughing with you.
They sounded like they was laughing at me. Most especially Hayward, because he's still making fun of me. But that's what's going on. So I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm like combusting over here. I'm imploding. So this came about because we were talking about it, but see, Hayward, you made me forget what I was saying. Oh, networking. So when we network is when we find our most powerful. And let me tell you something, because when you network with the right people, you're going to meet people at these real estate investment association meetings. Some of them been going there for 5, 10, 15 years, and they still don't know anything about real estate investing. And some of those people will have properties that you can team up with them and end up putting under contract because they don't know what they're doing. And they're about to lose the deal. I can't tell you how many times we see people lose deals. The other way that you network, you guys, is to tell every single person that you know that you are now a real estate investor. When you finish our class, we're dubbing you a real estate investor, right? Like Lance said, he decided he was one and he was a real estate investor. You get your, that's what I'm not gonna give away. That's one of Lance's favorites. Other ones is magnetic sign. So he'll talk about that in a minute. But once you get all your tools together, and we also teach people that in our larger classes that we have, our one-on-one mentoring, we have a 4-week training that we do. And that class is unbelievably priced too. The 4-week training that we do, we also teach people how to specifically network, what to do with your magnetic signs. I mean, really, really detailed information, but networking, passing out your cards, telling everybody that you're a real estate investor, because you cannot be a secret agent in this business. You need to let everybody know what you do. Asking them what they do. People don't realize one of the key things to networking is happening in their lives on a regular basis is most of the time nobody don't care nothing about what they have to say. That's right, Reno. I said nobody don't care nothing, because my buddy Reno is always on my English, and I said it like that, bad English. But no one cares about what most people have to say. So when you walk up to somebody and you say, hey, what do you do? Tell me about yourself. They'll tell you everything. And because so many people out here are dealing with situations that have to do with real estate, their family members are, their cousins are, their co-workers are, their church fellow people, their fellowship at church with are, those people are telling them things. And when you tell them what you do, my goodness, they will crack open like an egg and tell you all the real estate stuff that they know about. I tell people, and I'll give you guys this, and I don't typically give people this on these kind of sessions, but when you're doing your business cards, you want to put on the back of your business card, I help people with any and all real estate situations, or call me about any and all real estate situations. Why do I say any and all? Because you don't know, you don't want them having to try to figure out whether or not this is a situation to call you about, right? So yeah, right. Lisa, I was gonna call you, but I didn't want to because I didn't know, it didn't say, I didn't know any and all real estate situations. Because check this out. If they bring the real estate situation to you and you're not an agent, we teach you how to partner up with agents and have a preferred agents list, so that will benefit you as well. You'll help Absolutely. That agent get listings because that agent helps you get comps. Whole another conversation. We're not gonna get into that right now. But Absolutely. You do want to build a preferred agent list. We will talk a little bit about that in our 10-buck class that we have coming up. So that's my second one, networking. And so you guys, Lance, how about you give your magnetic signs ones for your third one? Because we got that's my clock. We got about 8 more minutes to go.
Okay, so my third one is magnetic signs. I know you've all seen signs on the sides of cars that promote business. So I have one that says, we buy houses with a telephone number. Simple, plain, sweet. And that sign goes everywhere I go. I take it off sometimes, but most of the time I leave it on. When I'm just riding around, driving for dollars, or, going to the mall, or going to a Costco or Sam's, I park up front. It's a moving billboard. And it's advertising you and your business and what you do. So you want to make yourself visible to people that may need your services, that need a solution for their profit. And so the magnetic signs, they're inexpensive, and you just slap them right on your car. You can also find friends, and you can put them on their cars. And hey, they get a deal, you put a special number on theirs. If they get a deal, then you pay them a little money as well. So it's also a way for you to help your family and friends make some additional income. Also, I'm going to throw in one more jewel with that is business cards that say we buy houses. You go to gas pump, you fill up, you stick it right in the gas pump. You're in Walmart, you drop them on the floor. You just hand them out. You go to the store, you leave it on the counter. Yeah, some's going to get thrown away, but you just need one person to pick it up that needs a solution for their property and call you. And it could end up being a great deal for you. You can make, $1,000. You could make 30,000. You could make more. So it's just the little simple things you do to get attention and to get people to call you. So the magnetic signs and the little yellow business cards, which is actually a small version of Haywood's bandit signs.
That's good, Lance. I mean, you cheated. You did cheat. You did cheat, but you gave him an excellent bonus. So that was beautiful. That was good.
Why you say he cheated?
Because he gave him an extra one. He gave him in addition to that, he gave him the cards. He told him about the cards. So that and bandit sign. Yeah. But I mean, it was excellent. So that's
like added value.
Yeah, and you did, man. You gave them extra. So they're gonna wind up with 10 strategies of finding motivated sellers today. So then, if you don't mind, Lola, I'm gonna go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was like, for real, they're gonna end up with more than that once they count them. If they're really paying attention.
Right. And I really do hope that everybody's taking notes. I mean, and I know we're a little informal and we're having a little fun and all that kind of stuff, but take this serious. take down what I used to call in a 90-minute session, copious notes. Copious, Google that. Copious notes. So I'm gonna switch mine, right? I'm gonna switch mine. When you get the 29 ways to find motivated sellers, is 29 plus plus plus. But when you get that, you're gonna see. Initially I was gonna do 1, 2, and 4, but I'm gonna switch. I don't even know what number it is, but I'm gonna tell you because I'm gonna follow in alignment with Lance. I say that you should get apparel, right? You see my shirt? Everywhere I go, I'm changing my configuration a little bit. But see, I'm wearing a shirt that says Learn Real Estate Investing. When I first started this, I used to wear shirts that say We Buy Houses. Again, keep it super simple. You'll learn how to add words later on, but for right now, keep it extremely simple. We buy houses. And I know you see a lot of people out there saying now, I buy houses. Don't go there yet. We'll explain that to you in the $10 class. But I think you should also wear apparel that says We Buy Houses, Ask Me How, and a telephone number. That would be it. That just that simple. And my suggestion is to, when I first started in this business in 1999, I just went all out. I mean, I went balls. Can I say that? Balls to the wall. I mean, you've
already said it.
Okay. Well, that's what I did. That's what I did. I was fully committed. There's an old joke, but I'm not even going to go into it, about the pig and the egg. But let me explain, family. If you want to have super success, and I'll say that this is for anything, ladies and gentlemen, commit. And to me, commitment is absolutely wearing apparel that says.
Yeah.
When I first met Haywood, he had one of those shirts on, and it was at a real estate investment association.
It might be this shirt, Lance.
No, it was a pink one.
Oh, there you go. Right.
And you stood up and you asked a question, and I said, this guy knows what he's talking about. So I think I came over and introduced myself, and we met and had lunch. And when he came to lunch, he had one of those shirts on. Haywood has every color. He wears them down with shorts and tennis shoes. He dresses them up with linen pants and dress shoes and with a fly hat. So he has that shirt on wherever he goes. And that's branding yourself and branding your business and bringing awareness to what you can do, not to only create some income for yourself, but to provide a solution for somebody else that needs a solution for their property.
That's it, Lance. That's exactly. And I know we haven't gotten into all those intricacies, those philosophies, but we will. Lola, your go. Your turn.
No, and so I will say, I was gonna say a different one on the list, but what I'm gonna say is something that's not on the list. And one of the best ways to find motivated sellers is piggybacking on what Haywood just said. Really, it's giving a damn about the people around you, right? So one of the best ways to find motivated sellers is to really just be sold out for trying to figure out, set a goal for yourself. How many people can I help in a distressed real estate situation? Because that's what's really going on, you guys. People are in a situation where they are distressed. Distressed homes house or have housed distressed people. Think about it. That house is vacant because somebody died, somebody expired, somebody retired, or somebody got fired, right? Expired, retired, or fired. Either way, if they had to leave, it is a distressing about the people that you're dealing with. When Lance said a win-win situation, Haywood held up 3 fingers because it's 3 wins. A win-win-win. You're creating a win situation for that seller because they're your first client. You're creating a win situation for that buyer because you want to give them a great product, something that's worthy to them, something that they can make money in and not suck all the money out of it. And you're making money for yourself as a byproduct of doing those 2 things, okay? And so one of the best ways on it's not on the list, but I'm going to say to me that should be on the list and will be on the list of the 29 ways is to make a commitment, like Haywood said, to figuring out how many people you want to help and give back peace of mind by locating these properties. Because let me tell you something, a lot of times nobody's telling what's going on with them. People are sitting in these houses or they've evacuated these properties and living. So sometimes, y'all, people leaving these houses before they even have to leave the daggone house, okay? They're getting out of there fast because they don't know their rights. You guys know who I'm talking about. They have letters piling up in the house because they don't want to read the letters coming from the bank. They don't want to read the letters coming from the homeowners association. And so you must run. They peeking through the curtains. White said, damn, every time I go to that house, the curtains are drawn. Because they don't want you to think that anybody's in there because they're embarrassed and they feel ashamed of the fact that they're in a distressing situation. So what I'm going to offer to you is the most powerful way on your list of finding motivated sellers is to keep your ears and your eyes and your heart open for how much and how many people you can help come out of these distressing real estate situations. Go ahead, Lance.
I agree. I mean, you gotta have good ethics. It's all about helping people. And so when we deal with people that need to sell their houses, we ask them what they want to do. If you want to stay in your house, we help them to try to figure out a way they could stay in their house. So it's not always about getting money, getting them out of the house, making money, and you know, it's about helping folks. If we could help you, if we could point you to some agencies or some other business associates that we have that could provide a solution for you to keep your house, if that's what you want to do, then that's what we're going to help you do.
Very good.
We're not going to say, we're not going to turn our back on you, and no investor should do that. It should be what those people need first. You're providing solutions. So if you want to sell your house, then we're going to try to figure out a solution the best way to do it and for you to make some money. But it's only if you want to sell your house. So it's all about ethics. No shady business here, and we're going to teach you how to do business the right way.
Exactly. And that is very important, and a lot of people miss that, especially with these dog and pony shows going around the country. They're not talking about that because first thing, I don't believe that most of those guys that do the dog and pony shows are actually real investors, but we'll let that be a debate later on. But the most important piece is, like Lola said, take care of the seller. They're in that position for a reason. And sometimes, even though they've moved away from the property, still carrying that on their shoulder. So if you take care of them first, you'll be taken care of. Zig Ziglar, one of my favorite motivational speakers since past, used to always say, if you help enough people get what they want, you will automatically get what you want. And I'm a firm believer in it. I live by it. So definitely look at yourself as a service provider and taking care of the people that are in those situations, those levels of distress. Lola?
Just $10.
Well, you know what? We really don't have any more time left. We wrote $10 for $10, you guys. You're going to get the nitty gritty, even more information than you're getting this. First of all, this is worth way more than $10 what we're already giving you, but I'm going to say that, hold on a second. I'm going to say that in wrapping up, I did something crazy. I messed up. I'm going to say that in wrapping up this evening, because we got to go. We'd like to stay on, but we can't stay on. I think everybody gave a little bit more than 3 anyway. So we can't stay on, but I'm going to ask first, Lance, I'm going to ask you in closing, what would you like to say to folks about getting involved in that $10 class and then checking out our 4-week classes? Anything you want to leave with folks right now?
I just want to say, for when I was starting, I wish it was somebody that I could have paid $10 to give me some golden nuggets. 2 or 3, not even talking about 29. And as you see, we always over deliver. We said we're going to give you 9. I think we probably gave you about 12 or 15.
At least. Yeah.
At least with some extra sprinkles on it. So for $10, if you want to learn how to start making some money, if you want to get started and get paid, we're going to help you do that. So just trust in us. We're going to show you the right way to get into this business with as little money as possible.
Absolutely. Very good, Lance. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Now you go, Mr. Barber.
And just to piggyback on what Lance said, and he is absolutely right. And then actually everything that we've all said is that this business will afford you a couple of different avenues. Now, you might not want to be an investor like us and be all in, but you might just say that you want an extra 2 or 3 deals a year, not even a month. You might just want a couple of extra deals a year that, right now the average is somewhere around $7,500 for a wholesale transaction. And if you do that, that's, you know, that's 21 grand extra in your pocket. They say that when the crash happened, that most of the people lost their houses, if they were making an extra $300 to $600 a month, they wouldn't have lost their house. So I say that to you, right? That look into this business, and even if it's not something that you want to do as a full-time career, look into it. At least one thing I can assure you is that this team, when we give you our students, sometimes if they decided that they didn't want to be career real estate investors, they took the strategies and techniques and they applied them in their jobs in another business application that they decided to do. So you will get strategies on how to be we'll show you levels of motivation. Lola's run principle. Please figure out a way to get Lola's run principle. Right. It is invaluable for regular, in my opinion, daily living, the run principle. So ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is Haywood Barber. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a teacher. I'm a trainer. I'm a coach, a coach's coach. I care about you a great deal. I want to give you all, I want you to have it all. And I want you to be able to understand what having it all really is. Lola, back to you.
Lola, can I say one last thing before you go, before you end this out?
Yes, sir.
Everybody,
Yes, sir.
You may be wondering if this class is for you. You may be thinking, hey, I don't want to learn about wholesaling. I want to be a rehabber. I want to do, you know, what they do on those TV shows, find houses, make them pretty. You may be thinking, I just want to be a landlord. I want to own some properties and make some residual income, get some cash flow coming in. So I'm going to say to you that this class is still for you if you don't want to be a wholesaler, but you want to be any kind of investor, because it's the same principles that you do to find leads. It's about lead generation, and wholesaling is about bringing in leads. And that's what we're really teaching you, is how to bring in leads. Now, you could cherry pick those ones and do some wholesale deals. You could keep the properties to rehab or to keep as investment rental properties. But we're going to teach you how to find those leads to get properties for below average prices.
And I appreciate that. That's good stuff. You do want to know, you guys, hold on a second. All right. So one of the things I want to say, I mean, the way that you guys wrapped this up to me was tremendous. You know, and none of you guys know this. I don't know why I'm not able to do. None of you guys know this, but something happened right before this class. It didn't happen right before the class, but I found out about it right before the class. Neither Haywood nor Lance know anything about this, but the reason why I want you guys to do this is because every day I go on Facebook and every day I see you all talk about how you absolutely positively hate your job, right? And you don't want to be there anymore and all of that kind of stuff. You know, you guys are always talking about that. And it pains us all to hear you talking about that all the time, because nobody should be spending all of their time somewhere that they hate, right? So I want people to learn, and Haywood and Lance want people to learn this business, you guys, because you need to have options. You need to have social stuff on Facebook. I do business, and my mother just told me this morning that a girlfriend of mine is dealing with end-stage lung cancer. She's somebody that I have known since I was 14 years old. And my mom told me that right before it was time for us to get on, which kind of got me a little scrambled. The fellas didn't know I was sounding really agitated and nobody knew why. And the reason was because I haven't been on Facebook socially. So I saw her at our class reunion back in 2016, and she was doing well. She had lost a lot of weight. She was looking good, but it was very intentional. And then I found out that she did have lung cancer, but I was, you know, it looked like she was beating it, and maybe she possibly still will beat it. But this is somebody who is dealing with, she posted something on Facebook about, you know, coming to terms and making peace with what's going on with her. And so it really kind of, you know, it shook me up a lot. But what it made me think about more than anything else is you have to find a way to live your life on your terms. You have a way to live a life that you think is rewarding. And if you are spending your every single day And I think that the stability of my cable is messing up. Can y'all hear me still? Can y'all hear me? If you are spending every single day wishing you were somewhere else, wishing you were doing something else, wishing you were with someone else, right? You got to change that. And this business is a way for you to get your foot in the door. This $10 class, watching this today, is a way for you to get your foot into the door to start something that no one will ever be able to take away from you. Not ever. They will never be able to take it away from you. You will have it and you can pass it on to your children and they can pass it on to their children's children, but it's going to give you a plan B. It's going to give you a choice. It's going to give you an opportunity to live life, like I said, on your terms. And if you really want to change your life, if you really want to change where you are right now, this does not have to be your end all be all. I tease all the time and say, yeah, I was one of them people who said I wanted to be a real estate investor when I grew up, and I really did. I wrote an essay about it, but that's not most people. So use this as a vehicle to get to where it is that you deserve to be, where it is that you pray and hope and beg God for your family to be, and invest in yourself. And you can do that. When you keep hearing us talk about $10, well, this is it. My mentor told me I have to hold this up to the screen. Can y'all see this? Is it backwards? It's backwards, right?
No, no, not to me.
It's not? Okay,
no.
So the $10 class is bit.ly. 29 ways, all lowercase, $10.
Hold it up just a wee bit higher.
29 ways, huh?
Hold it up a little higher. There you go.
There you go.
$10, okay? And then we have a 4-week class. It's $99 a week. It's 4 weeks. It's gonna go up. That class is gonna start on, I gotta get the date for that, but it's on the bit.ly, bit.ly 4-week REI class. That's bit.ly 4-week REI class. That's $99 a week. But if you can't do nothing else, do the $10 because it'll get you started. bit.ly/29 ways, WAYS, the number 10 BUCKS bucks. Those things will get you started. We decided, 3 absolute veteran, between us, I don't even know how many hundreds of deals we've done, to spend our Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon sharing this information with you because we believe that we should share all the information that we get. So we did this here for free. We got a $10 one coming up. We got a $99 a week one coming up. And we got a $2,700 class coming up. That's a full-on training. It's 4 different sessions, 2 live and 2 virtual. And we want to give this information to you because you deserve it. So we hope that you guys will go to the bit.ly. Again, bit.ly, y'all said hold it up high, bit.ly/29 ways, $10, and bit.ly 4-week REI class. Those things can change it for you. It's gonna fill up quick. The dates will be on there. You'll see what's gonna happen. We love you. We do, whether we know you or not, because we love everybody. And as y'all can see, we want to help as many people as we can. So go to those classes, get signed up right away. We can't wait to see you guys on the other side. It's going to be a webinar. You'll be able to see the 3 of us again, possibly 4 of us on that class. And we're going to knock it out the park. You think this was great? That's going to be phenomenal. And so we are Get Started, Get Paid in Real Estate Investing. You see that behind Hayward Bar. I don't know what he's doing. You see
That's
that
a
behind
spray.
Hayward
I'm spraying people with a lot of information. I'm saying that we're going to give them a fire hydrant hose full of information. We're just going to.
Don't scare people. Don't scare people. Don't. And
Keep
as y'all can see,
keep the babies away from the television. Keep the babies away from television.
You guys Get Started, Get Paid in Real Estate Investing wants to see you. I think it's going to be tomorrow night. He was trying to get me to do it on Tuesday, but I think it's going to be tomorrow night. So stay tuned. Again, it is bit.ly/29 ways, $10. And we got you. We're going to sign off right now. Peace and blessings. Follow us on Facebook, Get Started, Get Paid in Real Estate Investing on Facebook. Follow me, Black Girl Investor, on Facebook and Instagram. And join my community at blackgirlinvestor.com. We love you. Peace and blessings. Take care, you guys. Good night.
Peace and blessings.
Night.